Are you hungry?
Give me something good.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of Görgött. Today we're making a really classical Swiss dessert, and it's called Gebranti Creme, which basically just means burnt cream, but if you would translate it, it's kind of a caramel custard. And it's a very popular, especially in autumn, dessert here in Switzerland. But before we have a look at the ingredients we need, as always, if you're not supporting the channel yet, please do me the favor and do so by clicking the subscribe button and checking the bell icon so that you get notifications every Tuesday when a new episode comes out. But now let's have a look. In the middle, 5 eggs, 1 liter of milk, 200 grams of sugar, 2.5 deciliters of cream, 1 lemon, and 50 grams of what do you call it, lump sugar. And what we're going to do with that is we're going to rub it on the lemon, and then we're going to melt that together with the other sugar. But we'll start with putting this sugar in a big pan, and we're going to make a light caramel of it. If you follow the channel, you saw I made a caramel sauce, I think 2 episodes ago, when I made a French toast, and it's very similar. So I'm not going to move the camera and show you, but we just put this on the heat, and then that will caramelize. You want kind of a golden brown color of it, but I'll show you once it's done. Next thing we need to do is take the sugar cubes, sugar cubes, not lump sugar, sugar cubes, and rub them on the lemon, and we need to whisk up our eggs. So we'll put the cream away, the milk we can leave because we're going to need it quite soon, and then we'll whisk this up. So you just want to kind of whisk it to a frothy, nice liquid. This will do for now. So what we want to do here is kind of just rub these sugar cubes onto the lemon. If you've ever had crêpes Suzette, they sometimes do this when they prepare it at the table. And you can smell the sugar cube. It gives a wonderful kind of lemony flavor. It's a little bit different flavor to when you use lemon juice. It's less sour. So this will take a while. You don't have to be too careful with anything, but just kind of rub every of your sugar cubes. It's 50 grams of sugar cubes. And I'm not sure I mentioned it's 200 grams of sugar that we're caramelizing. I'll see you in a bit. So that was the last of the sugar cubes. We're done with our lemon, so we can put that away. I'll just show you quickly. You can see the edges are starting to caramelize. That's when you can start to kind of move your pan around. I'll show you here again. I'm kind of happy with the color already, but we want to make sure that all these lumps are melted. So now it's time. We'll put in the other sugar cubes. And we pour in our milk. Now that will make the sugar hard again to start with. But what we're doing is we're just putting this back on the stove and whisking until it comes to boil again. And while that is coming to boil, we can also prepare our eggs, because now the hot liquid comes into the eggs. We will whisk that, and we will pour that back into the pan, and then we'll continue on the stove. So we're almost at the boiling point. We'll just whisk this up again. Now we're going to pour this into our egg mixture, a little bit at a time, whisking the whole time. If you don't whisk, you'll get scrambled eggs. And this pot is going to be a bit too small now. But just make sure to whisk it a little bit, and then get a bigger pot where this all fits. And then we're going to put that back onto the stove. Let's hope we don't spill. And this goes back on the stove now. And now it's important to stay with it. You need to continue whisking, and you want to cook it I don't know what it's called in English, but I'll try to explain it. It's called à la nappe. So you have a wooden spoon, you do it on the back, and you can do that and it stays. That stayed because it was all foam, so it's not ready yet, but it just goes to show you the principle. So keep on whisking that, and I'll show you once it's ready. So this is ready now. I'll try to show you what I meant. Just get a normal spoon, and we'll get some of the liquid. And if I do like that, it doesn't run through it. That's what we want. Now we pour this back into the original bowl. And now we need to leave this to cool. It's beginning of November, so I will put this outside. We'll just put some cling film straight on top of it. And this will prevent that the surface kind of develops, I don't know what you call it. I would call it the skin. So this goes outside, and I'll see you maybe in an hour or so. And the next thing we need to do is to whisk or whip the cream, and then mix this together, and then we're ready to go. But let this cool first. I'll see you in a bit. So our caramel custard is almost cold enough. And while we wait the last couple of minutes, we'll just whip up our cream. It's just pure double cream. And I'll cut to when it's done because this will be noisy. There we are. It's quite a hard whipping cream, or hard whipped. It's not butter, but it's hard. And now we'll just get the caramel inside, and we'll do the last preparations. So we add our cream to our caramel custard. And ideally, now when we mix it in, we don't mix it in completely. There should be kind of streaks. Let's see if we manage that. So we just fold it slowly, no more whisking. There we have it. Now let's serve this up. I like to serve it in these big kind of glass jars that I have. But before we serve this up and give it a try, if you stuck with me this far, there must have been something you enjoyed about this video. So do me the huge favor and hit that thumbs up button. It's just down there, takes you a second. And while you're at it, leave a comment for me. Let me know what you thought of it. Let me know what you want to see in the future, what can be done better, and so on. But now, let's fill this up. You see, I haven't mixed it in completely, and that's the way I like it, because it kind of gives, yeah, it looks more interesting. There we go. Now I have to clean the glass because I made it a bit dirty. But once I've done that, we're ready to dig in. If you're less greedy than me, you can go in with a smaller spoon. This is amazing. It's really nice and fluffy. Has a really strong caramel flavor to it. And really easy to make. You just need a bit of time so that it can cool down. But you saw, I mean, the cooking part itself, maybe, well, 10 minutes. That's it. This is a dessert I'm happy to adopt in my adoptive country. This and Brönnti Creme, which I've done previously. I'll leave a link to the Brönnti Creme here. It's like an apple cream or apple custard, which is also it's very different because it's more refreshing. This is more sweet, but except for that, they're quite similar. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the Gebranti Creme, the burnt cream or caramel custard. Before you leave though, if you're not doing so yet, please hit the subscribe button and check the little bell icon so that you get notifications. But I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.